This program is brought to you by new Tim Hortons Chicken Wrap Snackers, made with warm seasoned chicken.
Today on Daily Planet, two inventive budding engineers and their 1.6 horsepower motorcycle. It is slow, but it's a real triumph. We're going to find out why. Plus, this may look like a barren wasteland right now, but this patch of desert in New Mexico will soon be home to Spaceport America. We'll show you the high-flying plans. And we'll find out why this very scanner is being taken to Italy tomorrow, to the epicenter of Monday's devastating earthquake. Leaving no stone unturned, this is Daily Planet. Hi, I'm Jay Ingram. Zaya's away. She will be back tomorrow, though. And today we have the story of a dog determined to survive against all the odds. Some moths determined to do the same, and they do it by being as loud as they possibly can. We're going to look at an eco-friendly surfboard, but first, a great story from our Built in Your Backyard file about a motorbike with lots of potential to be eco-friendly, even if it doesn't go very fast.
Who invents something like that? That does be crazy.
On the campus of Pennsylvania's Swarthmore College, there's a very unusual motorcycle.
It's not street legal, so there's a big loop in campus that we take it around.
Something about it seems a little experimental.
It looks like a regular motorcycle. It's just, it has a bunch of like electrical circuits that you can see because we never like covered it up.
Top speed, just 20 kilometers an hour.
It's only 1.6 horsepower, so it doesn't go very fast at all.
Putting that in perspective, 1 horsepower is the power of 1 horse. The 3 main engines on the space shuttle generate 37 million horsepower. An armored personnel carrier, 350 horsepower, or more than 200 times what this one-of-a-kind motorcycle has. Really, the best thing you can say about this bike is nothing, as in nothing comes out of the tailpipe.
We just put hydrogen into it and you get water and electricity.
Basically what it does is it takes hydrogen gas and it converts it with the oxygen from the air into the electricity, and that is what we use to run the motors.
It won't win any races, but it's been a great senior year project for Alex Bell and Andreas Pacheco.
I guess it was Alex that came to me first, and he said, I'd like to do something with the fuel cells. And at the time, we didn't even have a fuel cell system.
We started working on an electric car first, a hybrid electric car.
But we were interested more in branching out from internal combustion and seeing what else was available.
The engineering department bought them a small hydrogen fuel cell, but it wasn't powerful enough to move a car, so they opted for something lighter.
I have to tell you, I wasn't terribly excited about this in the beginning, particularly when they said they'd really like to put it on a motorcycle.
Safety first.
Despite their professors' misgivings, the students put together their dream bike.
The chassis of the bike is from a salvage motorcycle, a Buell Cyclone. We picked up at a salvage yard along with some other wheels and assorted stuff.
Press the brake, ready.
That's troublesome.
Building the bike's taken a year, and it hasn't all been easy.
Let's just restart it. Let's restart it.
I did restart.
No, but the control, let's restart the controller.
I did, that's what I just did.
Oh.
We work really well together, although sometimes we do have our disagreements about, what should happen, but we usually can work through them.
This time it's just a loose wire, and the bike is soon back in action.
Try not to hit anything.
Hydrogen-powered cars have to go through rigorous safety tests. After all, having a tank of high-pressure hydrogen gas in your trunk is potentially a bomb on wheels.
They decided to tackle this problem by using metal hydride cylinders, which we happen to have from another project.
They're like pressurized cylinders that you find all over, except they're packed with a dense metal matrix. And basically that allows us to store a large amount of hydrogen in a smaller space and at lower pressures, which is better safety.
But it creates a whole new set of problems.
Because metal hydride is a chemical reaction, we have to supply heat to the cylinders to get out the hydrogen. And we do this in an interesting way. What we do is the fuel cell, although very efficient, is not completely efficient, and there is 50% waste heat expelled from the fuel cell. To get the most heat transfer, we had to constrict the air around the cylinders so we can try to get as much of that heat as possible from that hot air to the cylinders before it was expelled. But it's a little tricky because the more you constrain it, the hotter the fuel cell gets. And the hotter the fuel cell gets, the more heat comes out, but it's also more inefficient. So there's a little game you have to play with the constriction around the cylinders, which is the space right here where the air comes out, and the temperature of the fuel cell.
For now, the guys are enjoying life as easy riders.
We can drive it for an hour with a full tank of hydrogen, so I'd guess 10 miles per charge.
But it won't last long. The fuel cell has to go back to the lab.
We wanted to use this primarily for a laboratory for our undergraduates. It was expensive, so that's how I rationalized the purchase. So unfortunately, and Alex and Andres are not particularly excited about this idea, they're going to take this thing off the bike and put it on the bench and design a really good experiment for undergraduates.
That's great for next year's students, but sadly it means one less emission-free vehicle on the road.
You good?